Hello, welcome to another stream about the hunt. I think this is going to be the last one about the mega hunt, unfortunately. But I think I have a couple ideas for this one. I want to talk about the main my main idea of this event, what place I think it goes in over all the other events, and then I'm also going to go rank all of the games from in order from on a tier list of what I thought the games were like. So I'm just going to my audio's apparently a bit loud. Let me turn that down. If I turn this down as well a bit more. Okay, I think that's alright. Maybe a bit louder. Maybe here. Is that good? Okay, cool. So, as everyone who's been keeping up to date with the actual Mega Hunt Edition event, we all know now that this is the end of it. We've reached the end of it, and it's now over. So anyone who was there live yesterday, or last night, has gone through a thousand, a hundred, not even 100. I think it's 25 games, which if you've fully done the event, you've done 50 different quests. But that's crazy. That's still only half of the first the hunt event that happened. I don't know. But we all went through the last puzzle area, which the puzzle was something. I enjoyed that puzzle. That puzzle was really nice. And we got put into this area here, and that was it. I collected my favorite Roblox item from this event. Honestly, I think this looks so cool. And walked up here, and we collected the final item, which is this crown on my head, which also looks really cool. And I'm just gonna say this right now, the overall building of all of these areas has just been insanely good. Like it really captures what Roblox is like, Roblox's general essence. Like it's just creativity, and this is just an art piece right here. This whole area, these blocks, they're moving blocks, and they just look cool. It's like some sort of graphics design, but it's architecture. I don't know. It's just Roblox. Roblox, whoever built this is genuinely amazing at designing things. I'm gonna go back through all the areas and rank what I think is also the areas, like area-wise. So let's go back to the first one real quick. This is the first area here that we got into right after completing the first 3 games. Very basic, but actually kind of nice. It really, I mean, it kind of, there's nothing crazy here. It's a nice design. It's kind of transitioning into what will be a difficult game later on. Have we still got the red herring here? Yeah, the red herring. This was nice. Honestly, I thought this was the end of the event right here. When I got here, I thought this was the end of the event, and then they got this puzzle here, but I'm not gonna do the puzzle right now. I like this area. I also love what they did with the perspective-wise things. That's really cool. I really like that. That's really smart. That's really cool. This area looks really nice, and it's like very blank. It's a very blank area, so it just means that there's more to come, which there was very much more to come. I thought day 1 was difficult. We only did 3 that day. We got the first 3 mega tokens done in like 5 minutes on one of the days. Anyway, then you go up here and you got transported to the second area, which the timer and everything. So let's go to the second area now. Oh, we're at the second area actually. Cool. We just get transported. Nice. So this is the second area. It's where we transported before, and then we had to wait here for a while. This was cool. I mean, I had no idea what this was. I thought this door was gonna I thought behind this door was like a huge TV, and we'd watch the finalists. But no, this wasn't the end. This was nowhere near the end. We're not even halfway through right now. This was a cool design as well. I like this one. It was something like it was based off of the sliding puzzle at the end, I guess. This puzzle was really cool. I liked that. It could have really meant any game at any point. We went into fish a lot. My team played fish for hours on end and we found nothing in the end. But gosh, we lo that was so fun. I've had the most fun on this event playing with random people and making new friends than I have had on Roblox for like several years. Like this has been insane. I love this design as well. I love this like barrier here. It's really cool. You'd have to go under here and then come out. And just these different areas, it's just such a cool design. It just looks so good. Like it's random. It's so random. They just put blocks together, but they worked. Like what else are you supposed to do here? Like they're making it look nice. They're making it work. Like there's pipes up there. It doesn't have a purpose, but there's pipes up there. And then we get down here. Once we have the 4 mega tokens, we'd then play this puzzle here, which I can't actually get to for some reason, which is a sliding puzzle, which this one is surprisingly easy as well. This sliding puzzle took me a while, but it was fun. I liked it. I'd do it again. And then once we were done here, we'd walk up this staircase, which I didn't really take a moment to look at this, but that's really cool. I love these. I love the red, green, blue. I like that. That was a nice design pattern. I don't know. I kind of feel like Roblox was trying to tell a story here when we were going through these areas, or just like, through the whole event itself. But I don't know. This was so cool. Oh, also, I love this. I love this pattern. That's so cool. So after doing the 4 mega tokens, we'd be transported here. I remember that. I remember that day getting the 4 mega tokens. I thought that I honestly it was fun. I had a good time. I had a good time. Me and I didn't get on the leaderboard in this one. I think it was on the next one I got the leaderboard on. Top 1,000. But this one I didn't know. This one I love this design though. I remember waiting outside the door waiting for the timer to tick down. My friends on call. This is so cool. Dude, I can't explain how how different these areas vary. Like unlocking each one of these areas was such a weird feeling. Because like you're just in a place where everyone's at right now. But it's it's designed so well. I never actually looked at all of the clues because I was behind on some of the games I think on this day, so I never really came back here to look on them because um I was trying to progress back up to the top. So this is the day I think I got on the leaderboard on this one, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think maybe or maybe not. So you'd progress through this little maze here, which I've completely went the wrong way. It's actually that way. So I'm gonna go that way. Does the tree? The tree also does it. That's so cool. I never even realized that. So you progress over here, trying not to fall into the abyss. I really took in all of like the design here though. It's so random. It's actually just so random. It's just so cool. So you'd make your way through here and stuff. All these areas were just here for clues and the final puzzle. That's all they were here for. But they made it so cool. They didn't have to make this look cool. They didn't have to do that. They could have put it all in one game and just say, here's another clue, do this. But they made it look cool. And I honestly, what's this? Can you find all 18 words, 5 letters or longer? I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna do a word puzzle right now. And then this tile one was really fun. I always at school, I always sit down and do like tile puzzles on my phone. So this one was really fun for me, like the big one. This is the puzzle that I placed top 1,000 in. Because many people got stuck on that. So after that, we come through here and we're greeted with one of my favorite Roblox items from this event. I absolutely love this. Obviously, you have to have the gold track to get that. You'd get this TV instead. But if you have the gold track, you get that, and I absolutely love that. This is one of the main items I like. For some reason, I've always like I have a fond memory of playing Roblox a while ago, like a really long time ago, and this wooden, not wooden, this cardboard robot is walking around this map while we're building like these bases to survive, or just building a base. And this reminds me a lot of it, so I try and collect everything like that reminds me of this kind of robot. I can actually show you some other avatar items I have that resemble that same thing. Let me just quickly find that real quick. Uh, where is it at? I just think it's such a cool design. I think Roblox. I think my take on my Roblox avatar is just make it look childish and fun. Oh yeah, here we go. In the classic event, there was this classic bot, and it resembles the actual robots like thing. I swear I had the head, like the hat piece for it, but I might be. Yeah, here it is, Mr. Robot. Like it's all. I just love everything that resembles that for some reason. I just do. Classic bot, and now Mecha Mr. Robot. That's so cool. He didn't have an appearance in this event, but that's fine. Honestly, this is all the appearance I needed. Once again, such a cool area. And then we'd go up to the top and we'd be transported to absolutely the best. I think this is the best looking area of the whole event. I think this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this one. This this is the best looking area in my opinion. Absolutely love this. I can't explain it. It's completely like graphics design. So I have graphics design friends. Like I have people who take graphics design as A levels. Okay. And their books looked amazing. Honestly, it's just so random. It's like this is a square, but it has this pattern on it, and it's like a shape thing, and it looks cool. This resembles that so much. Like there's random colors everywhere, there's random shapes everywhere, random patterns everywhere, but it all works. It's not like someone just crumpled a piece of paper and put it on the front of my screen. It's actually like there and it works. They've got designs from the old areas as well that follow through. They've had that throughout the whole thing. Um, You can neon everywhere now. It's kind of feels like a city, like a cave, like a compacted city or some sort of like cave or some sort like that, you know. I said that twice in a row, but I kind of like felt like I had to rephrase that in some way, but I didn't really do that. This kind of looks like a billboard of some sorts. It's like stuff it looks like it's supposed to be there, but it has no purpose. Like that looks like it's supposed to advertise something. It's neon, it's in your face, but it's good. This looks like it just it looks it looks like a developer. Like it looks like a developer's building the world right now. The first world was very blank. The second world started having some color to it. The third world started having some effects to it. The fourth world is actually building. Like they're actually building it. Like you can see the transformation from a normal block to actually have textures on it. You can see the outlines of the hitboxes for most of the parts. It feels like a developer building a game. Honestly, that's what I get when I'm looking at this. And then you go to this puzzle here, which is the light one. This one was fun. This one was I definitely think this is one of the easiest ones out of all of them. People got this really quick. I am really very sad because loads of my friends got kicked off the leaderboard because I'm assuming the badge got awarded so quickly to so many players. The leaderboard was just glitched or something like that. I'm assuming that's what happened. So that's why loads of people got kicked off the leaderboard. Loads of people lost their timers and everything. But at the end of the day, it was fine. It was fun. Best area. I think this is honestly the best area for me. I love this area. I think it looked great. Once you complete that puzzle, you come up some more of these stairs. There's a nice little ladder down there with probably a hint down there. You come up here. What's around there? I'm assuming there's nothing you can access. Yeah, you can't access that. Okay. You come up here, go through this door once again. The same thing, but you go through here, you collect that item. Another cool item. I thought this would look cool before. I'm not gonna really wear it on my avatar though, to be honest. Don't think I'm gonna wear that much. And then you'd be transported here. Now this, I don't, if I was thinking of like what a developer would like a developer world. This I'm assuming this is like after they've added the gameplay or something like that, you know. This is the final area. This is the final spot that we were all left at yesterday. This is where the door opened. We were here. Timer ticked down to 0. Some people got in. People thought it was in TDS first. It wasn't. It was just devs getting it and trolling, or just testing the badge. It was actually in Regressivator first, and then TDS. But anyway, uh, I think this looks cool though. I didn't explore this much. It's very trippy at points. Like up there, you just look at that as a mirror kind of sorts. I do like how like something like it's so random. Like why is there a hole here? Why didn't they just have a staircase? I don't know. Fish was the last game, so obviously they're gonna they're gonna just say the name here for fish. Okay, so we just jump down here. More very, very trippy stuff. And we're now at the bottom. This whole area is packed with hints to the games. There's only 7 games though on this day, so I feel like it wasn't that hard to figure out what game was what. But there you go. It's a cool design. I like it. I mean, it's not it's not my favorite, but I think it was put together well. It's just a very like mashed together world. Like the patterns, there's not really many patterns. There's more neon, more it presents you with a more like dangerous environment. This one, so that's what, and it's as dangerous as it should be because it's the last area really. So I forgot where you actually go in here. I think you go like around a corner somewhere. I think down here maybe. Yeah, got to be down here. Surely, right? That's a different like kind of thing. Yeah, that's the end. What's that? That's a very different like. Is that a hint? Yeah, that must be a hint for one of the games. Wonder what game that was for. And yeah, we keep going. Here we go. Straight down here, long path. The floor's pretty cool. I mean, no, I can't really say much about it. It's the same texture repeated over and over again. At least from what I can tell. And then, boom, you make it to this puzzle where you complete this, which actually it still hasn't gone down difficulty. You complete that, you go through this door, and you've completed the event right here. It's not that simple though. Obviously, we've walking through these areas. There's games you had to play, things you had to do in these games. It wasn't just a you walk through and make it to the end kind of thing. But this elevator isn't working for me, so I'm gonna go back to the hub and just go through the main hub one. So yeah, that was the overall mega hunt, and it was a mega hunt. It was definitely a mega hunt. The last last hunt event wasn't a hunt. The classic one was fun, but yeah, again, it wasn't a hunt. It was called the classic though, really. But the hunt one, the first ever hunt, wasn't a hunt. It was more of just a badge collecting thing. It was more of a collector event, not a hunt. This really like gave me the hunt feel. This event. Once you went up that final elevator, that wasn't going up for me, but this is where it would take you to this very majestic looking heaven-like place. Collect the final item, go up this cool staircase. This is the coolest staircase I've seen in Roblox. I can easily say that. It just looks so cool. I don't even care that that doesn't even link up. Like I just don't think they cared about that, and honestly, I don't think they should have. So that's cool. Like, there's so much to look at here. You don't really focus on like the tiny details of all these builds. I might just be like I might I don't know. I might not be looking at it like as I don't know hard and uh mean as I should be. Like should I be looking at this world and thinking, gosh, they should have rounded this corner because it looks out of place. This texture's glitching. Actually, I haven't seen a single glitch texture in this one. I think that's why some of them are out of place because they just like it just looks cooler that way. It just feels like a It feels like what Roblox used to look like. It's just all blocky, you know? But it still looks like the modern day Roblox, which is nice and sleek. It's just cool. Most of this you don't need to look at. It's purely there just to walk up, collect this final item. Top 50 would get this cool crown. Unfortunately, anyone most likely who's watching this video will not have the top 50 grand prize. But dang, that's cool. That's a cool prize. That is a cool, cool prize. Good on anyone who has this. But it's okay. You should be proud of yourself because you have got this crown right here, the one that I'm wearing right now. You should be proud of yourself because that was a good event. Okay, so yeah, that was the areas there. I think now I'm gonna show you what I have in store for you right here. We have oh it didn't actually go to the screen. We have this tier list. I just clicked off of it, gosh darn it. This tier list right here. Boom. So we have a tier here for the top tier events. These are like ones that I think were just perfect. Perfect in every way. And then we've got well executed ones. Things that had a different style to it. It really wasn't the same game. Perfectly fine ones. Things that it was fine. It had a good concept. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad. It was perfectly fine. There was unsatisfying ones, definitely. There was ones that, you know, it could have been better. They could have, strayed away from the game a bit more, or made it a better puzzle or something like that. And then poorly done. I think there might be one here that I thought was poorly done. Maybe it was a very bad hint. Maybe it was a very bad concept. I'm not sure. And bad idea. I think unlikely I'm gonna put anything on these two bottom ones because most of them were really good. I think most of these games were really great. And then these are in the order of the Mega Hunt that we actually did it. So we started with the SpongeBob one. I think so. I did this as a tutorial. I didn't do this myself. The first three games I did as a tutorial. SpongeBob, I thought was all over the place, but it was still it was a puzzle. The one thing I didn't like much about it was that you were getting pieces of this map, then you went to the Flying Dutchman, then you went to this ship, and then you did a maze, and then you did the actual gameplay for the actual game. Like it was very secretive, it was very hidden. It felt all over the place puzzle wise. It felt you were collecting stuff, then you were finding stuff, then you were moving around. It had all parts of a puzzle. So I'm gonna say it was perfectly fine. I don't think it was. I don't think it was unsatisfying. I just think, yeah, it didn't have a. It was all over the place for me. I think, but I think it was great, in my opinion. It was just perfectly fine. Untitled Tag game. It just took you out of the game. It wasn't the same game at all. Like you went to this portal on the map, which spawned on every map as well. So they made it friendly. They made it so you didn't have to wait for a certain map. It spawned on every map, and then you got sent into this sick cutscene where you were falling through the city, and then you crashed, and then you woke up in a jail cell. And you started playing this completely different game where you were finding stuff around the place. Now, some people might find that a bit, like, tedious, doing a completely different game. But I think that was top tier. I think that was a top tier event idea. That was brilliant. Honestly, I would play that again. But I'm not going to because I don't want to play any of these events again. Because I'm happy to keep them in the past. But it was a top tier, very well executed event idea. I don't know what the hints were for it. I really wish I was there for when it actually was all being dropped and figured out, because that would have been so cool. But there you go. The pressure. Pressure was pressure was good. I mean, I very dislike horror games. I'm not great with horror games on Roblox or on any game that's horror based. I hate being chased. That's like so looking behind me in that game and seeing this creepy figure looking at me, it was very difficult to follow through and play. But it was a good concept. I mean, it didn't stray away from the game too much. You were doing the main game, you going through doors and stuff. So I think pressure, it wasn't anything different. It was the same game. It wasn't really much anything different, was it? Like from what I remember, you just completed the game. So it was perfectly fine. I think it was perfectly fine. Pressure was fine. It wasn't bad. It had a puzzle to it. You had to find the keys, but that was really the only part of the puzzle. You then just had to play the game. So, yeah, that's where I'm gonna put that. Chained. Chained was really. Chained was okay. Me and my friend, we actually figured out Chained. Like, like us two, the start of Chained and throughout the whole thing, we figured out Chained on our like end. I know there was loads of people that were figuring out as well at the same time as us, but we didn't like use extra like other sources or anything. We were like ahead of the game for most of that. We got stuck on the boulder bit at the end though, which was very unfortunate. I'm gonna say Chained was well executed. It was it was weird because you're playing the game and you jump through this area which was hidden. It felt like a game where you couldn't really hide much, and somehow they hid it pretty well. Then you go and do these puzzles, and then you would do a little like miniature boss fight at the end. I don't know what that was. There was some different concepts in that, you know. There was some different things. This game also had some different things. It was all over the place for me. So I just these are my views on how it worked for me. It might be different for anyone else. So it's not saying this game's worse than this game or this game's worse than that game. It's just the way the way I've seen it and played it. So pressure will go there. Rivals. Rivals. Rivals was really cool. Not because it was very different, but because it was in our face for a whole day and nobody found it. Pressure is pressure, not pressure. Rivals, those little X's that you had to shoot, they were in front of everyone's faces for so long, and even when I knew that they were there, I couldn't see them. I think this was well executed. That one was definitely well executed. I couldn't see them, even when I was looking at them, even when I knew that they were there. And then you obviously had to go into the actual game and do stuff. So the way I played it, I think it was well executed. It was it wasn't too much, it wasn't too difficult of a puzzle at all. It was just we had to look. It was hidden in plain sight, which is perfect. This was also hidden in plain sight, which is perfect. This one had loads of dig spots and stuff. That was kind of too hidden in plain sight. But anyway, clip it. Clip it, clip it. That one was very easy. It wasn't much of a puzzle. I'm gonna say clip it. We were on clip it for so long before the clip it one came out. So before Rivals, we thought it was clip it. So we were searching around clip it. We were searching through these areas and stuff, putting on avatars, taking recordings in certain places, anything. We were trying so many things for so long, and we got nothing. Clip it was it was very unsatisfying for me because all you had to do was wear an avatar. Well, that's all you had to do. You had to do that 5 times, and that's it. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It just, I guess, what else could you have really put in the game? It makes sense. You found the area, you put the item on, boom, That's it. But yeah, for me, I just think it was an unsatisfying puzzle. But it wasn't bad. It was just unsatisfying. You just got the badge at the end. Nothing really happened. Doesn't feel like an achievement to me. There you go. World Zero. World Zero was kind of cool. I mean, it was really good. It was really good. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. There was a puzzle. Then there was a little puzzle that you had to do with the numbers, and then you fought a boss. So I'm gonna say World Zero was perfectly fine. I think it's perfectly fine. Uh, I think, yeah, I think it was perfectly fine because you know there was nothing really different about it. It was the main game where you were fighting a boss. There's boss battles in World Zero, but it had some puzzle elements to it that were really good. Uh, People started finding it right off the bat, but it was fun. I wasn't really stuck behind that one too much. That one was fun. So yeah, I'm gonna say it was actually well executed. I think that one was well executed. Dusty Trip. Dusty Trip was also well executed. It had a completely different thing. Not a completely different thing, I guess. The boss fight wasn't really that different to what the other ones were. So I'm actually gonna rank it down to perfectly fine. I think it was perfectly fine. It wasn't different much from the actual like main game. All you had to do was go to this area and pick up all these batteries and put it onto this portal and then do this boss fight, which was a bit annoying in at certain parts because I was doing it solo, so I had to jump down, go back up like 9, 10 times to build this portal, and then fight a boss, which the boss wasn't inherently hard. The first phase was actually harder than the second phase because of the spinning wheel things. Those were just undodgeable in first person for some reason. For me, at least, I just suck in first person. But the second phase was fine. You didn't have any of those spinny wheel things, so I was fine. So yeah, it was perfectly fine. Nothing bad about it, but nothing that really caught my eye that thought it was a great puzzle. So yeah, perfectly fine. Infection gunfight. This had a lot of drama. This had a lot of drama to it. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna get into that. But Infection Gunfight had a puzzle to it. Like it had a puzzle. It just had RNG to it as well. So I'm gonna say the overall idea to it was a good idea. I'm I'm really sorry. I just think it was poorly done. I'm really sorry about that. I just like the fact that only one person could get the badge and then it reset everyone else's and every 5 rounds you had to get it in a reset and then also you had to spell out a word but no one knew what the word was. Like it was a puzzle. It worked. It was a working puzzle. It was just you had to get lucky at some points until they nerfed it, until they made it a lot easier to get all 8 letters. You had to not only be the first one to get it, but you had to get it in 5 rounds, which sometimes it just wasn't possible. So it was very difficult, and that's why I think it was less of a puzzle and more of a challenge, which is fair enough. Things can be challenging in this event. If you see this as a challenge, which for the $1 million, then yes, you're probably going to rank this up a lot higher because it was challenging. It was just puzzle-wise, I think, poorly done. Where would I put Basketball Legends? Basketball Legends. Uh, I actually I cheese the boss fight in Basketball Legends. I'm gonna say it was unsatisfying. You just had to shoot a couple nets. You found the order that you had to shoot them in, and then you just when you get to the boss fight bit, you just dunk. I kept dunking. That's what I did, and I got the badge. So I didn't try much in that one. There wasn't much of a puzzle in that one. It was unsatisfying. It wasn't poorly done. There was just some aspects to it that were pretty okay. It had a puzzle. It just wasn't challenging, and it, you know, like I said I didn't like too much challenge, but this just wasn't challenging. So yeah, I'm gonna put that there. Unsatisfying. Metro Life. Metro Life was perfectly fine. I think it was perfectly fine. I mean, it didn't have any new things to the game, but it had a fair enough puzzle, which had multiple steps to it, which made you go around the map and figure out things. Also, it was kind of straightforward. It was straightforward in the fact that it gave you the right hints at the right times, only if you were looking in the right places. To start off it was difficult, but because you wouldn't actually know where to go. But I think Metro Life was fine because it was a good puzzle. So perfectly fine. This one, I think this one, I think this one was, I think this one was a bad idea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gordon Ramsay. I watch your YouTube videos all the time, but this game was a bad idea. It just, it had a puzzle to it, but even the story to the puzzle just made no sense. Like most of these, like Metro Life, for instance, had a story to it. So did some of the other games, but I'm gonna get into them later on. Uh, and even SpongeBob had a puzzle, had a story to it. Entire game had a story. Uh, I can't remember fully what else had a story. Many games had a story. This game not only didn't have, not, it had a story, but the story just didn't work. It just didn't make sense to me too much. It felt very snapped together at the last second. So the first thing you do is you go look up at the main lobby, which was a cool puzzle. You look up in the main lobby the actual game, and then you would go back to the bunker that you found in the main, at the actual main lobby of the main area. I'm saying main a lot. So the lights on the ceiling were in the start when you were going to the actual game. This was in the actual lobby, the bunker bit. You go down into the bunker and you click on the TVs in the order that you saw on the ceiling to make the same shape. The one thing, I think that was the coolest bit of the whole entire thing. The rest was just very, very smashed together last second, kind of felt like. You'd then go in, do this small obby, very, very small obby, like one, maybe a little tinsy wincy bit difficult jump. Not even that difficult though. That's it. And then you'd go around the map, collect five, I don't know, three or five, I can't remember, uh, ingredient list things, or I don't know what they were, just like pieces of paper around the map. And once you did that, you talked to Gordon Ramsay. Well, you talked to Gordon Ramsay beforehand to get the piece, to find the piece of paper. Then you talked to Gordon Ramsay, and he'll tell you to cook it. And all you did was go into the freaking kitchen, click on some food sometimes, wait for a bar to go up, bring it back down to the basement, put it in the basement, and then the door shuts behind you, and the person who was critiquing your work was trying to steal your stuff. It just makes no sense. Why? Why would the critique want to steal the recipe? I guess I don't know, Plankton from SpongeBob wants to always steal the secret recipe, but gosh darn it, keep SpongeBob where SpongeBob is. Okay, I just don't know. It just felt very, very bad. It felt very bad. It There was no gameplay to it. All you were doing was running around, collecting things. Yes, Metro Life was also running around and collecting things, but it had dialogue, it had story, it had a proper way of going in. It also had a map that had the X on it, It had a map that had a treasure chest, it had you actually find things. There was no indication where these papers were. There was there wasn't much, telling you where to go, what to do, other than the fact that Gordon Ramsay told you to find his papers, make the recipe, do that, and then the dude steals it and runs off, and you get a mega token. Like, why did we get the mega token? I have no idea. We just got the mega token. He had the mega token for some reason. But anyway, that was that. Bad idea. Very bad idea. This one actually did fine. It did fine. It was a promotion game. It did fine. This one was a promotion game. It did bad. Arsenal. Arsenal was well executed. It was well executed. I think. I think it was completely fine. I think it was a well executed one because it took you out the game and it brought you to a different place. Actually, I'm gonna go as far as saying it was top tier. It was very buggy for some people, very buggy for some people. I'm gonna say it's top tier though, because it was completely different, like completely different game. You were playing basically a Pokemon game, but on Arsenal. It was completely different, like completely different, and it was brilliant. That was great. Absolutely top tier event. Arsenal Antarctica game, you guys did amazing, honestly. Natural disaster survival. You know what? I really want to put that top tier as well. I'm gonna put it on well executed. The reason why I want to put it on a little bit higher though is because like it had nothing new, really much, but the puzzle was so cool. I absolutely loved that puzzle. I think it was well executed. This puzzle was well executed. 100%. It was well executed, I think. I just speaking to the noob, that one noob that's been there from the start of the event that no one had an idea why he was there. That was confused us all the whole time. You speak to him and then he tells you, "Help me, I can't move," or something like that. I can't remember what he said, and you had to go back down, find the secret elevator in the spawn, which has been there for the whole time. Not actually, but you know what I mean. Practically, if we're talking never change wise, it's been there the whole time. You go down to the secret laboratory or thing, not laboratory, just area underneath the old natural disaster lobby map. And oh my god, it was so cool. There was little buttons on the screen, and you'd click them, and they'd be like showing all of the different natural disasters on the screen. And you'd have to go and to the maps, speak to the noob on each one of these maps that were on the little tables, and he'd give you a hint, and then you would go back and try and decipher his hint as saying what he meant. So one of his hints might have been this place is too hot or something like that, and it meant fire spreads, natural disaster. So it was really cool. I think that was a very well executed puzzle, very well executed. For what natural disaster is, that was crazy. Like, what else were you supposed to do on that? Make someone go around collect tokens? That would make it go unsatisfying, I reckon. But they did it. They well executed that. 100%. Eat the world. Eat the world. Eat the world. Where am I putting eat the world? You know, I kind of want to put it on top tier. I'm putting it on top tier. You know what? Why? You know why I'm putting it on top tier? Because it stayed true to the name of the game at the end of it, and that's not even just the pie. Like there was a second bit to the whole entire thing. Like not only that you were doing the whole puzzle at the start, but when you actually went to the next area, there was just a completely fun bit. Like I had so much fun running from those eggs that fell and destroyed the world slowly. Like I've never done that on Roblox. I've never had a game on Roblox that slowly takes the world from you, or trying to do an obby. It was an obby, but it wasn't an obby. It was like an obby that made itself, which was top tier. It was great. I might be viewing this a completely different view from some people. Some people really hated that. Some people really struggled with that, and some of my friends got stuck on that for quite some time. But we all got through it. I'm here now. I made it through. I did it on my fourth try, I think, which was it was fun. There was one bit on the stairs. You know when you're going up the stairs and the eggs destroying the stairs, and there's only certain parts you can jump on. That was so cool that you had to wait for the egg to destroy the stairs, then jump on the stairs, and then wait for it to destroy more. If you got greedy, you just fall through the void. So yeah, that is the top tier one. Car Crushes 2. Car Crushes 2. Let me think. What did we do in Car Crushes 2? We went. You know what? I think Car Crushes 2 was unsatisfying because you were just playing the game. You were just playing the game at that point. That was a puzzle. That was puzzles. But all you did was throw the car down to different areas. You were just playing the game. You went to a derby bit once to get a key, and that was the only different thing you really did. Because then once you got to the end of it, once you open that vault at the end, you literally just got the Mega Token. And what you had to do is go between the classic and the current one, which is in like it's a cool idea. I think it was a cool idea. It was unsatisfying to me. It just you were going through these areas, breaking your car like a dozen times, and then you got the mega token. There was a pit you had to go down to unlock a light. That was cool, but it didn't really feel satisfying to me. It could have been perfectly fine. I think there's maybe something they could have done. I'm positive. I don't know, but it was unsatisfying in my eyes at least. Someone might rank that a little higher. I love car crashes too, but event wise, yeah. This game, Blade League, I think that's what it's called. I can't remember. Let me see. I'm just getting the name up real quick. I haven't played this game much. Blade League, yeah, it is. It is Blade League. I got it right. Let's go. Blade League. Uh, it was. I'm not trying to look at it from the buggy side because it was buggy. It was buggy at certain points. I'm not gonna try and look at it at the buggy side though because the bugs isn't really fully the devs' fault. Like, yeah, they could have fixed the bugs. Could have been server side. It could have been like some sort of internet issues at some points or something like that. But it was buggy. It was annoying at points. You went round the maps. You found pieces of the code by just playing the maps, and then you unlocked a door and did a little like boss fight area. I'm pretty sure that's it that was in this one. So Blade League was. I'm not gonna say it was perfectly fine. I don't think it was much of a puzzle. Um, I think it was poorly done. It felt very quick. You could even like cheese the end like keypad bit by putting in the final code. So it was poorly done in my eyes. I don't really have much of a view on this. It's just I played the game, I went in, I looked in the different maps, I put in the code and I defeated the boss and that was it. It didn't feel like a puzzle. This yeah, and the other poorly done here is obviously because of this yeah, struggle between things. So yeah, I'm gonna put that one there. Okay. So, uh the high school one. That one that one was pretty cool. I think this one was pretty cool. It you went to the classrooms and you had to figure out these puzzles in the classrooms, bring the items to them, and then afterwards you did this crossy road thing. I think it was a perfectly fine one. You there was a very big puzzle there. There was a very big puzzle, and we had a lot of time on this one. Now that's what's really a little bit annoying about this like rating thing, is that we most of my like the games I've gonna have spent more time on are probably gonna be a little higher because they probably have like more difficult puzzles. This game had a pretty difficult puzzle. So, um, yeah, it it had a very difficult puzzle. It was a big puzzle. So I'm very happy that this was part of the event. Even though I thought this one was mainly puzzle. It wasn't struggle. Actually, the end was a struggle for me because I was stuck on that Crossy Road bit at the end. For some reason, I used to play Crossy Road all the time, but I was stuck on that Crossy Road bit. Regressivator. This one was also perfectly fine. I mean, yes, you went through the games and found different cheats, and then you went around the map and found different stuff. The only okay thing, the only different thing, which is why I'm putting on the perfectly fine list, is that they had these little animations, which you had to decipher the thing and then put in the code. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. It's bordering on unsatisfying, but I think it was perfectly fine. I think it was a perfectly fine puzzle. It wasn't much of a puzzle, really. Now I think about it. Like I'm talking about puzzle and challenge here. This is like for some reason an exception here. Regressivator. Uh, Also just I also focus on like the animations on some of the puzzles and stuff. Just the puzzles were cool. Like the like it felt very different, and that's why I think I'm gonna put it on the perfectly fine. Is because although it was very short and it had an aspect that was different to it, which some of these perfectly fine games don't have. So it's a perfectly fine game. Tower Defense Simulator. I think that was well executed. Had a small puzzle at the start. People figured it out quick, but it had a puzzle, and then you just played the game. But you played the game, and it was cool. I just love Tower Defense Simulator. It was just a cool implementation, and the map just looked cool. The things, the bosses that spawn look cool. That was really cool. I really like that. Pet Simulator 99. This one was also well executed. It was very annoying though. And I hate to be like that. It was annoying because I was not smart enough to figure out the puzzle quick enough. I was not smart enough to figure out the puzzle. Pet Sim had such a good puzzle. Like it was so good. Like Gunter on the wall. Like that's something that just doesn't feel like it would have worked. And it barely did, but it worked. You click on them and then without barely knowing what you've done, you're kind of like shooting in the dark here. You're clicking on random stuff, and then a chest appears in the house that we got the key, we unlocked with the key, and then you click loads of clovers, and you get the token. That's it. But it was a huge puzzle. We were on there for like 3 hours on Pet Sim when all we had to do was that. It's so disappointing, but it was so great. So it was well executed. I mean, like I keep saying I wish they added click detectors, but to be honest, that would just ruined it. Like the fact that they didn't have click detectors and they had hints and stuff, that was the cool thing. They had the word Gunter around. And I was running around looking for the word Gunter. I was clicking on text boxes, but it didn't click in my mind that we had to click walls. Like the blue room. It was such an obvious thing as well. But anyway, so cool. That was such a cool one. Drive World. Drive World. Drive World was no, I'm gonna say it's perfectly fine. I want to put it on satisfying, but I think it was perfectly fine. Like, yeah, it was just driving around, but you found the codes, then you pushed the ball around. The ball part was the part I think that pushes it to the perfectly fine. It was tricky. I didn't like pushing the ball around. I nearly got it stuck a million times, but that's what the fun part is, I guess. Sometimes is the difficulty. Like the difficulty of it was the fun part of that, and pushing it to the end point was fun. So yeah, it was perfectly fine. This game, this game was well executed. The boxing fighting one, that was well executed. I think completely well executed. I mean, the puzzle was cool. It was very hidden, and it was difficult, very difficult. And I don't. The boss fight at the end wasn't the difficult part. It was the obby that you had to do. That was the difficult part. And it's not like SpongeBob where it felt all over the place with different puzzles. That puzzle was fun because it felt consistent in some way. Like you jumped into the void. Like what else are you supposed to do? So you dashed into the void, you got kicked from the game, but you didn't actually get kicked. That's such a cool idea. And then you get sent to this obby area. The one bit that I disliked about it, which because I just sucked at it so bad, was the bit with the red walls where you were jumping through the red walls, dashing through them. I just failed so much on that, and then I had to redo the like color sorting thing, and it was difficult. I got it like third try though, but it felt so much longer. It felt so much longer than that. It go. Uh, it go was fine. Like I want to put it on and satisfying again, and I'm sorry I keep saying that, but I think it was also perfectly fine because it had a puzzle to it ish. It kind of felt like this might not be like fully agreeable, but it kind of felt like a bit like a escape the room kind of game. Like you go around searching drawers, you find stuff, then you use that stuff to get to other areas, then you just finish it off. It, it was yeah, no, I'm moving it to unsatisfying. It was unsatisfying. The boss fight at the end, the boss fight at the end was just nothing. It was just you shoot it and then you do a keyboard, you do like a computer, turn it on, I mean, and then you do a slight puzzle on these computer screens, like 4 times, and then you just win. You get the token. Like it was longer than that because it was a lengthy thing. You had to go around the map and search for stuff. But lengthy doesn't mean great. Something can take a while, but it doesn't mean it's a great thing. Sometimes things that take a while are great. Like, I don't know, drinking a milkshake. Sometimes that takes a while, but it's great because I love drinking milkshake. But anyway, weird way of linking that together. But anyway, Fish, the one game that my group spent from day one searching for how to get the Mega Token, and it was at the freaking end. It was the last one. It just had to be the last one. You know when we were stuck on this game? From this point on, we were searching in Fish, and Fish was the last one. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. But it's okay. I think I got disconnected, yeah. I got disconnected. I'm gonna keep the music because the music's nice. Um, but yeah. I'm gonna say it was well executed. You did a quick challenge at the start. You opened the door, then you did a little maze, made it to the little like fishing spot in there. Then you fished and did a little puzzle there, and then gave back the quest. It was a little quest line. I think I think fish I think fish is well executed, but bordering on the perfectly fine. Uh, I mainly be I might be looking at this completely wrong though because I played Fish for so long. I'm actually like I might actually start playing Fish now. Like I never heard of the game before it, but now I'm level like 26 in the game. So yeah, I might play that now. So overall, the worst one I think was 100% Gordon Ramsay one. Uh, then these two, like some people might love this game for its challenge, and fair enough on them. It was difficult and it was a challenge. Some people might love that. I just didn't that much. It was poorly done in my mind, so that's where it ranks for me. This one buggy a bit. I don't know, just not really great. These ones, like the unsatisfying one, doesn't mean it was inherently like very bad. It just didn't have much flavor to it. These ones were fine. These ones just are the normal game with a quest to it. Something that you were gonna do, you know, for it. With a nice little twist somewhere. I don't know. Like I could probably point out a tiny little twist in all of these games. This game had twists because it was a SpongeBob game and it had like loads of different puzzles in it. That was cool. This game had a twist because uh it had a puzzle in it, and then you would go to this completely different area and do this completely different thing. I didn't think the gas thing was a thing. I don't know like what's new or what like is anything to that game. So I don't really know like what was in the game before or not. But it felt like a good challenge. That was the good like chip there. That was the good little part of that one. This one just felt smooth. It felt smooth. It felt difficult at parts with the running around and grabbing things and then bringing it out, but it felt smooth. This one felt had a good puzzle. It had a good puzzle and it had good hints. Had a good puzzle and had a good hints, and it was just it worked. My throat's getting really dry. I got a drink on my desk over here. Okay. Um. Yeah, it worked. This one was really cool. Love that puzzle. I really want to put it on well executed, actually, kind of. But I'm gonna put it there. Perfectly fine. Renovator, perfectly fine as well. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. Same with Dry World. There wasn't anything really wrong with that one. These are all in my mind. Well executed. I agree with all of these games. These games were great. I I I really loved. I really had a good time doing these ones. Speaking for like, how long have I been streaming? For an hour. For an hour straight, it's not easy. Yeah, Chain Together was fun. Uh, that was fun. That was cool. It had a cool like puzzle to it. Cool puzzle. Boss fight was cool at the end, but nothing new. But it was cool. That was just I love that. It's a throwback for me as well. So it was really cool. They executed so well. TS just looked amazing. It worked. It looked amazing. It was fun. It was challenging. It was right challenging. I felt like I was gonna lose every single round. I did lose a couple times actually. I came back. It was my third try. I did it and I won. But I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, which was what made it fun. Pet Sim so freaking difficult finding that like thing, but it was so good. I loved it. This one had a good pathway, had a good way to get to the Mega Token. It made the Mega Token feel like it was Mega. You know, you had to beat a good dude, and you couldn't just get to the dude. You had to do stuff to get to him. So that was cool. Fish had a nice little area, had a nice little puzzle at the end. Bordering on perfectly fine, to be honest, but I'm putting it on well executed because I played Fish for so long, and I think it was a good implementation to Fish. Top tier, 100%. Untitled Tag Game is my favorite. Completely different game. Completely different game. Completely amazing animations, amazing visuals. Everything was great about that, and it felt like Roblox the whole way through. Um, this one great as well. Completely different game as well. Uh, like completely different. Like a Pokemon game from a shooting game. That was insane. Like I did not expect that. Going in that like portal that I got teleported to, I was expecting some sort of like COD zombies or something like that, you know? But no, no, no. We got a Pokemon game. I've never even played Pokemon games until now, I guess. Really, because that's kind of like what it was like. Either World was such a cool freaking world thing. I loved it. I absolutely love that. This event overall has had its bad moments. Like, I would say up to here, I wasn't having the best of time in these ones, but the majority of these games were perfectly fine and above for me. The majority. So I had the most of fun doing this event. Hold on, how many are here? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of the 25. So after the second day, I'd say, I was fine. Like, dude, it was so good. I just don't think Roblox is going to top this event. Like, events like these, like, come to the world with no warning, and it just did. It just did. Like, 2018, Roblox, Egg Hunt, like, that event was an Egg Hunt. We knew Egg Hunt was going to happen, but we didn't see the Ready Player One event coming. And we didn't see it linking with the 2018 Egg Hunt. That was a crazy event, yes. I give it that. The visuals and everything was crazy in that. I just think this event tops all because it was just so good. It was just so good, man. Like absolutely amazing. So this might be the last stream I'm probably gonna talk about this game, but I really hope everyone had a good experience like I did. I made some really good friends as well on my Discord that we called on every time that the event went live. People who I would never meet playing Roblox because they play different Roblox games to me. But we met, we played these games, we had fun, countless hours after the events, like days, figuring out, trying to see if we could figure out anything. We ended up getting nowhere with the actual ones because we kind of got set off on really, really different tracks. But dang, like I just can't explain it. It definitely captured the essence of Mega Hunt for me. So yeah, thank you for joining this live stream if you have. An hour and 6 minutes of me talking about this amazing event. And I hope we have events like this later on. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Yeah.